Hello again team, it's Jess or JashiiCorrin and welcome back for another video. Today I'm setting up my monthly challenges page for October. Obviously this is coming out a little bit late in the month, but I did set this one up back at the start of October. But as per the last couple of months, this is just a space to set my intentions for the month we're currently in. On this one I'm just setting up 6 spaces to track 6 different items. At the end of this video you'll see I don't actually have 6 items on this spread, and I'll explain a little bit more then why that is. But the general gist is that in each of those spaces I just write a little title for whatever the task is, and then underneath that have a little checklist of the things I need to do in order to achieve it. In terms of timing, this one took about 22 minutes to set up, but that doesn't include the time it took to actually write down what each of my items were. In terms of the questions that were left on last week's plan with me, our first one comes from Esme, who said, "As a fellow Kiwi, where is the best place to buy a bullet journal that doesn't have bleed through when I use anything other than a pen?" Now, I'm probably not the best person to ask about this, just given the fact that every journal I've ever used for bullet journaling, with the exception of a couple of LT 1917s, has been purchased either from Amazon or directly from Archer and Olive. And in particular, if you want to go into a store to buy a journal, finding a place that sells dot grid with paper that's thick enough to withstand the pens that we're using here, not very easy to do in New Zealand. If we do have any other Kiwis who are watching who can jump in on this question and give us an answer about where we could get one in a physical store that won't bleed, that would be awesome. But otherwise, my recommendation would be journaljunkies.co.nz, just because they sell some of the bigger brand ones that are known to not bleed. There's a link to their website in the description box, but they sell ones like the Dingbats, the Archer and Olive, and other brands that are well known. Our next question came from Katie, who asked, "What's the pen you're using to write the 30s? So this is the pen that I was using in last week's video. That one is a Papermate Liquid Flare pen, which is honestly one of my favourite pens to write with. It's just that it's very inky, so I don't usually use it in my bullet journal. Even with the Archer and Olive paper, just given the inkiness of it, it has a tendency to kind of feather. But because I was writing with it on washi tape, I figured it would be okay. I do very much like that pen though. One of the issues with it would be that the cap's kind of fragile, so I've had quite a few where I've broken the cap and they don't sit on the pen properly and then the pen dries out. But I love the quality of the black ink and I love how it writes. Our next question came from Aria, who asked, "I'm kinda curious at the moment if you like Animal Crossing, and if you do, who's your favourite villager?" Now, I don't have Animal Crossing, I haven't personally played. The extent of my Animal Crossing adventure is watching Rachel play. But my favourite character from her game was Nate, until she got rid of him. That was tragic. I know absolutely nothing about the characters though, so I don't know if Nate's actually a good character. He just seemed very friendly. And he was the first villager I think that Rachel had on her island. Our next question came from Courtney, who asked, "Here's my question, and I know this is completely random, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But if you and Vogel are engaged, then how come you don't wear an engagement ring? Is it traditional not to, or what?" So it's not a matter of traditions or anything like that, it's just that I just don't really like wearing rings. When I wear it for a couple of days, I kind of get used to it and then I feel a little weird not wearing it. But that feeling only lasts like half a day, so then I'm just back to being like, rings are weird, I don't wear rings. I really should wear it more. But because I'm a science teacher and, practicals can get messy, I don't really like wearing it in the lab with the chemicals that I'm using, so I do like my ring though. I really should wear my ring more. Jennifer asked, "Are you getting your hair cut and professionally coloured from now on? Will it still be red?" So I've pretty much always gotten my hair cut professionally because I am no good at it. But in terms of hair colouring, I've previously typically done this myself just because it's cheaper and I usually want just one overall colour, so I can just buy a box for $20 and do it myself. Getting my hair done professionally though is something I've had on my kind of want-to-do list for quite a while. So at the very least I'm going to try it out in November and hopefully I'll then stick with it. Because I know that the box dye jobs that I do from the supermarket probably aren't the greatest for my hair. And I think it would be nice to take more care of my hair. At this stage I'm not planning on doing red, but I might change my mind between now and the end of November. As always, thank you to our inquirers from last week. If you guys have any questions you want answered in next week's plan with me, please do leave them in the comments below. And here's what the spread looks like now. So you can see for 4 of the boxes I've gone and filled something in. Don't really have anything to put in these 2. So unfortunately, not the greatest use of space. For each of the items I decided on though, I just wrote a little title and a little checklist of the things that I want to do in that category. And then I also drew a little doodle in the box that's related to each of those. The issue that I found with this page for October is that I have a lot of other trackers that are going on too. For instance, I have a bunch of stuff on my self-care tracker that probably would have otherwise gone into my monthly challenges. And along with my bullet journal trackers, I also have a new planner which is my Life Map Daily. As can probably be expected from the name, the Life Map Daily, this is a daily planner, more specifically a daily goal planner. So just like a regular goal planner, it has a space for you to set your goals and intentions, a section where you kind of plan those out, and then it has the daily pages where you break it down into very small actionable chunks. Having a look inside, so each week you set out a plan for the week. You have the daily checklists for each day of the week, which come with a space to write down your daily action, space to write down the other things you want to achieve, a space to kind of map out your time and then reflect on the day at the end of the day. And then when it comes to the end of the week, you also have a week review page. I've only been using mine for about 4 days at the moment, so I haven't gotten to one of these review pages yet, but I am enjoying using it so far. Given all those other places that I'm tracking things, I'm not too sure if I'm going to do a challenges spread for November, but I still have a little while to decide. Thank you for watching, team. If you liked today's video, please do make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you wanted to see more from me, feel free to go check out one of my other videos. Until next time, bye!